for example, I'm just here for the meeting because
wow.
I just had to like try to get some rest because I was like, I have like no energy. When I woke up, I just was just sitting there, and it's been like that. I've been like that for days now. The whole
Wow.
weekend, I've been
Wow.
like that.
How much did you drink over the 4th?
I didn't drink any at all. I was a good boy.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, maybe that was it. But it just it feels like you're just drained, just exhausted mentally, physically. So
There's a
it
lot
felt good to get a little bit of
of,
rest.
malaise going around, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just exhaustion.
Whatever it is. Oh,
Appetite
You
has
been
been
okay, Dave?
horrible too.
Oh, yeah.
you must be having a pretty good time about this time of year.
Yeah, and my niece was so loud
With
over the weekend
houses
in
going
the
the way
house,
they
jumping
are?
around.
Oh,
It's the 4th of July,
it's a double-edged
and I'm
sword.
like,
The sellers are,
please leave me
it's really,
alone.
it's a wild ride.
Yeah, yeah.
Sellers have high expectations,
It's,
and
yeah.
Sounds
and
like a good 4th of July.
buyers want it done right now, and
Well, we've got a lot of factors that are putting a lot of good buyers
Was it like
out.
neighborhood kids?
Their offers are on the bottom.
yeah.
I mean, I've got 2 of my listings under contract right now, and the buyers are in campgrounds.
There were
Yeah.
5 houses that
It's
sold
like
over on
those
Reflections.
kids,
in
doggone
Mirror Lake.
kids.
Yeah.
I know.
That senior village over there.
Yeah.
And they don't even go on the
I know, and
market.
I'm like, I'm trying to get to one of those girls.
Yeah, I'm working on one. Today I've been working on off market.
All right.
Well, 6 o'clock shows on the clock, so I'll call the meeting to order. And first item is the adoption of the agenda. What's the pleasure of the
I move we
commission?
adopt it.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, that takes care of that. Old business, minutes. The minutes were presented to us, and they've been modified a little bit, but what's your reaction?
Move we accept the minutes.
Is there a
Second.
second? Moved and seconded, all in favor? All right. Okay, Ron?
Okay. Good evening, Commissioners. You have before you a historic preservation ordinance amendment. It's a text amendment to our section 10.01 of the zoning ordinance. The city council, back at its May meeting of this year, they had before them a designation report that I prepared for a downtown historic district. As a part of that meeting, one of the council members had a question on the appeal process. If an applicant does not get a certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Preservation Commission, what is their ability for due process and due recourse of the commission's actions? And the state has specific instructions on how a municipality is supposed to handle certificate of appropriateness being potentially denied or approved, and then someone appeals that. So the person would appeal that to the city council, and then if they're unhappy with the city council's decision, then they can appeal that to Superior Court. So our ordinance, the way that we currently have it, is exactly outlined that way. But the council had some questions and some trouble with the level and standard of review that is given for those types of decisions when it reaches the council level. And the state allows for a de novo type of review for those types of applications. So that would basically mean they could start a new type of a hearing. It doesn't have to go off of any testimony that was given in the previous hearing, which would have been at the Historic Preservation Commission's level. So we wanted to correct that before the designation report was passed for the downtown. I think the council had a lot of angst on that portion of it to ensure that they can kind of control that process in some way. But once I actually started sitting down with the city attorney and he looked at the state statute and looked at ours and how it mirrors one another, he only just wanted to put in the language about de novo review to start a new hearing. So it wouldn't necessarily overturn a Historic Preservation Commission's decision per se, But because only a Historic Preservation Commission, according to the state of Georgia, is the only one that can give out certificates of appropriateness, so the council couldn't really reverse those types of decisions from only unless it's some malfeasance of some form involved on the board level, then they can hold a new review for that.
So the only changes are really that marked in red.
That's it, yeah.
Okay. Now, would any of those appeals come before us, before it goes to council? Or
They
not?
wouldn't. The current ordinance reads, and the state of, it's outlined the same as the state of Georgia there, in that big paragraph for appeals, it only goes to the city council for
Directly to the
appeal.
council.
Yeah, and then Superior Court if. the
Do we
applicant pleases.
need a public hearing on this?
We do, yes,
Okay.
since it's an ordinance change.
Public hearing, anybody wishes to comment on this appeal? You will hear it again.
Well,
Just in case you decide you want to.
Right.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing then. Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Go.
on
No.
the ordinance?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve recommending this proposed amendment to Section 10.15N of the City of Villa Rica zoning ordinance, the Historic Preservation Ordinance, to the City Council.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay. Well, any public comments that you care to make now, other than the amendment? Okay. Ron?
As far as reporting, there's gonna be a new subdivision map that comes out this week. I think a long time ago, I may have briefly mentioned the subdivision maps to you guys, but I update them and I try to keep them updated monthly. This is actually the first time I've gone more than 1 month without doing them. Our last one was prepared in April, which was showing March data. So I'm going to be updating that this week and making some changes, and those are posted on, person posts those on the city's website. So they are public, but they should be coming this week in case you want to see what how far along we are as far as how many lots that we still have available, you know, how many permits we've issued this, in the past month, and any other movement in any of our subdivisions, just so you can see how built out we are.
Anything happening on the Mirror Lake PUD between Tom and?
Nothing that I've been made privy to, nothing that I'm aware of.
It's still in limbo.
Is Tom still negotiating? So
I guess so, yeah. I
'Cause
haven't
there-
had any real involvement at all.
there are like 1,100 lots there still.
Yeah, it's a lot of lots. I know Heatherland Homes has started, believe they've done a pre-sale or two so far, and I think it's called Park View section, Mirror Lake, I want to say. So I know 1 or 2 of them are under contract, but other than that, hasn't really been any movement. And same with South Harbor. I haven't heard anything from them or had an update, but I'm sure Bobby's probably working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that you see coming up for us?
I've had a significant slowdown in applications.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, it's, I haven't had any new applications, that anyone has talked to me about. Nothing that is coming in the next month or so. So if someone hasn't filed anything by now, then that chances are we're probably not, unless, of course, the pleasure of the chairman, and the commission, but we don't have anything for the next meeting.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, at 6:07 PM, I move we adjourn.
There you go.
Is there a second?
How about a second, guys?
Take it away, Willie.
Okay.
All right. All in favor of adjournment? We're
There you
done.
go.
All right. And Kirsten, we want you to note this in the record.
Running, I am running.
This is the shortest, this is the shortest meeting, shortest meeting on record.
Hey, great to see everyone.
I thank thee and farewell, my gentlemen.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Well, I thought it would be short.
Everybody take care.
Yeah, everyone take care. Yes.
Good to see you, Willie.